Dovkin, a Soviet film director, once said, "Editing is not merely a method of junction of separate scenes or pieces, but is a method that controls the psychological guidance of the spectator." In other words, editing isn't just about putting together different shots, different scenes. It's also about influencing the viewers. When someone is watching your video, something needs to happen in their emotions and their thoughts. And one of the most common ways to do that is manipulating the rhythm and pace of your film. And that's what we're exploring in this lesson. So what is rhythm and pace? Rhythm and pace in film editing are kind of related, but it still have some differences. Rhythm is all about the structure and the timing of the cuts. It basically consists on how you arrange the shots, your cuts, your music and sound effects in just one scene. Now, pace is a little different. Pace is more about the overall speed of the film or the scene. So when you have a fast pace, it might get you really excited or on the edge of your seat maybe, while a slow pace can build the tension or give you some time to think. So in a nutshell, both rhythm and pace play a role in the flow and feel of a film. Rhythm focuses on the arrangement of elements, shots and their timing, while pace is all about how fast the whole story moves along or how the story unfolds. The opening sequence of The Great Gatsby features fast-paced editing with quick cuts. The rapid-fire rhythm of the editing creates a sense of energy and excitement. On the other hand, the pacing of the film overall is slower and more deliberate, with a measured tempo that allows for the character development and also for the thematic exploration, for example. Check our guidebook if you want to see more differences between rhythm and pace in other movies. As editors, we have the power to control the rhythm of your edit, which directly affects the overall pace of your video. One of the most common ways to do that is by changing the duration of a shot. Okay, but before we get ahead of ourselves, let's clarify one thing. If you're not familiar with the term shot in film editing basically means the continuous footage between two edits or cuts. Each segment between cuts is called shots, and their length or their duration can directly affect the audience's reaction. We need to remember that some emotions take time. Sometimes holding a shot for longer helps the audience to connect with what's going on, to connect with the characters. A short film that I did when I was at college, the very first shot is really long, and my idea there was to make the audience uncomfortable and really intrigued about Joy's feelings. Joy is this girl here that you can see now. I wanted the audience to be very intrigued because the doctor is telling her some bad news, and I wanted the audience to get dragged, into this feeling. What is she feeling at this moment? So that's why this long shot really helped to get the audience to get immersed in that.
The treatment that would be recommended is experimental at best, and no guarantee. And if you chose not.
In the Tree of Life, long takes are used to create a sense of beauty, wonder, and introspection. In one scene, Mrs. O'Brien walks through a field while a voiceover of her thoughts and memories reflects on the mysteries of the existence. The long take combined with the voiceover creates a powerful sense of introspection and contemplation, really inviting the viewer to reflect on their own place in the world. Sam Mendes, in his film 1917, took this to a whole other level, attempting to create a movie with one just long shot. It was pretty cool. Obviously, this is extremely hard to achieve, so there was actually a few hidden cuts throughout the movie, but they are so well done that we can barely see, and it doesn't defeat the purpose behind the whole idea, which is to be very immersive and make you feel like you are in those trenches with this young man. Check your guidebook if you want to see more movies done in just one shot. Now, if your movie is filled with action scenes, rapid cutting might be the goal for it. Movies like Mad Max, John Wick, and most of the fighting movies really are full of fast shots that gives the audience this feeling of adrenaline and get them right on the edge of their seat. The Bourne Identity is a good example of a film known for its quick cuts and fast-paced action scenes. The short shots create a sense of urgency and excitement, making the viewer really feel part of the action. And I can't forget to mention Psycho. This classic thriller uses quick cuts to create a sense of shock and surprise. The famous shower scene, a great scene by the way, features over 50 cuts in just 45 seconds. This creates a very frenzied and chaotic feeling that mirrors the character's panic and terror. So when you're creating your class project, whether it's a promotional video, music video, or narrative, it's very important to always keep your creative brief in mind as it will guide you towards the best rhythm and pace for your video. The Chamber was the first short film I ever made. And after finishing the draft, I noticed that the first shot was way too quick and it wasn't giving me enough time to wonder or to get intrigued about what was happening with the character. And that was the opposite of what I had in my creative brief. So I went back and I changed it. And just by simply making the first shot like a little bit longer, that would give like time for me and the audience, to really get immersed in the character and to really wonder about what was going on. And that was like way better at the end of the day. Now thinking about it, I noticed that I did a lot of long shots when I first started. Maybe that was my thing back then. Anyway, in this lesson, we learned how to manipulate the rhythm of your edit by simply changing the length of a shot. However, there are several different video editing techniques that can be used to affect the rhythm and create different meanings. And that's what we're going to learn in the next lesson.